Hello everybody, this is BAKU, aka Set38, and today I'm going to help you, the viewers, help improve your KDR in Call of Duty Black Ops, or possibly give you a few gun recommendations. So to start off, I'm just going to be showing you all the different weapons that I have unlocked so far, or weapons I have unlocked and weapons I have tried and not tried. So I'm just showing you a list. I'll show you all the guns from each section or group. So as I'm doing this, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat here, so far in the first month, or not the first 2 weeks of the game, what guns I recommend. So the guns I recommend are the MP5K, the AK-74U, and the MPL. The guns I don't are obviously the other ones, which is Scorpion, the MAC-11, the Uzi, and the PM63. I haven't tried the other two, but yeah, so far those 3 submachine guns are really the only ones I recommend. So now onto the assault rifle list, and the guns I recommend are the Enfield, the FAMAS, the Galil, and the FAL. Now I prefer the FAL over the M14 because mainly its stats are better. And well, yeah, mainly because its stats are better, really. I don't know exactly whether it has. Well, yeah, the FAL I think has less recoil, but still, it's just a higher level, so I'm assuming that the gun is better. I mean, I have tried it, I have tested it out for like a game or two, so I don't know too much, but I'm just giving you what I know from some of the games. Now the shotguns, they're all pretty much bad, except for the Spaz. Now the reason being is that the Spaz is semi-automatic, and the other guns don't have a large clip size, or they just shoot too slow. Yeah, okay. So now light machine guns, I don't recommend really. I just don't use light machine guns because the mobility is low. That's because I get slowed down too much, so I'm really not going to really have a need for light machine guns. As also the snipers, I don't really have a need to, since they're basically useless due to the fact of sway when you zoom in, and you always have the chance of getting a hit marker when you shoot a guy. So to me, I just feel like it's not worth it. So now onto the gun itself. Now I'm using the MPL, which is very good. It's like a spray and pray kind of gun, but it's also very good. That's why I use grip, because like I said before, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I do anything I can to get an advantage over you, the opponent. So I use grip, which will help me with the accuracy. Now I don't use dual mags, I don't use red dot, because iron sight is fine, and dual mags, that gives you ammo and a faster reload. But what's the point when you have sleight of hand and you're not really going to need it, because you have a bunch of ammo in the first place to start off with. So I just use grip because I feel like accuracy is very important, because yeah, well, to me it is. So I'll use anything to give me an advantage. So yep, grip is the way I go, attachment wise, for the MPL. And obviously you can have any really camo you want, it doesn't affect anything. And I use the Python. Now I personally like that pistol the most out of all of them, but basically because I mean it's like the 44 Magnum from Modern Warfare 2. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of bullets in it, but it has pretty good damage. So I recommend the dual wield, even though I haven't unlocked it yet. I recommend that because I'm doing this later on than when I actually recorded. Yeah, but definitely the speed reloader or the dual mags. I mean dual wield, because dual wield basically includes the speed reloader. You're not reloading each bullet one by one with the dual wielding. Then I choose Semtex because Semtex has a bigger blast radius, at least to what I think. And for this I would recommend concussion or decoy. I mean, really you can use either, anyone that you want, but I'm just giving you what I recommend from experience and what my personal preference. Yeah, so concussion or decoy would be fine. Camera spike is good for search and destroy and games like Demolition. And I don't really use any of the others. I mean, I haven't really gotten to use them yet, but I'm sure I will change my mind. Or I could change my mind, but so far I'm with Claymore. Now I choose Ghost only because, as I said before, it's better to be safe than sorry, and Ghost helps you, or Ghost definitely shows that, because you're off. You take not take like you are invisible. You're invisible on the minimap when the enemy calls in a spy plane. So, as I said, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I like to have the advantage and not show up on the enemy's minimap, which is very good because, you know, spy plane is a low kill streak. So yeah, people will be getting that a lot. Okay, I recommend Warlord Pro and Sleight of Hand. Those are the main perks I recommend. In this case, I'm using Sleight of Hand because I don't really feel like there's a second attachment. You don't really need it, so I can aim down sights quicker and reload quicker, and that's pretty much all I need for submachine guns. And perk 3, I don't think I showed it, or did I? Okay, do I actually go into the perk 3 slot? I don't know, but the only ones I recommend are Marathon and Hacker. And basically these, the perk layout with Ghost, Sleight of Hand, or Warlord Pro, and Marathon and Hacker Pro, that's how I usually roll perk wise. Now Marathon, if you get Pro, you get unlimited sprinting, so I feel like you really don't need lightweight, so I use Ghost. And Hacker is always good because, you know, as I said for the billionth time, so it's better to be safe than sorry. So Hacker kind of lets you know where claymores are at, and sentry guns, and any other stuff like that. Equipment, basically. In other words. Okay, so moving on. Okay, yep. So now we're at the AK-70 for you, and as you see, I also use grip, because see, this is how the recoil works on this gun. If you don't use grip, your recoil will basically, okay, so here, let me get this straight for you guys. Accuracy is kind of, well, it's not recoil, but it kind of determines how the recoil will be, because obviously by the gun stat, by showing from the stats for the accuracy section, you'll see that the accuracy is regularly, I mean by regular I mean it's orange, so it will have recoil, but then if you include the grip, you'll see that accuracy is improved. So that means that obviously there has to be less recoil because the gun accuracy is improving. So I use grip. Yeah, I mean, it's all personal preference. I personally prefer grip because I feel like this is more of an offensive gun because it's very strong. And yeah, as you see, my perks are just about the same, so I really don't have to go over it. And then my equipment, everything relating to lethal tactical equipment and my perks, the all pretty much is the same as in custom class 1. So I mean, yeah, okay, my secondary is a Python. Everything is pretty much the same because it all pretty much works, I find. I mean, Sleight of Hand is good. I mean, I use Sleight of Hand because these are the guns I use to rush. So obviously, you know, if you're rushing, you want to be able to move around quickly and reload quick and aim down sight, so I find that's important. Alright, so now we're on to the Galil, and the Galil I personally really love a lot. I mean, I like it, the iron sights are good, everything about it is good, so I use Warlord Pro. Now the reason being is because I get 2 attachments, and I find that these two attachments are very good now. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really decided, even though I use this gun a lot. I haven't really decided which attachments are best, but I personally prefer to at least one to be dual mags. Now the reason being is because not only do you get a quicker reload, so this means no Sleight of Hand. You don't need Sleight of Hand. So on your first reload, your third, and your fifth, so on and so forth, you'll have a quicker reload, which basically kind of replaces Sleight of Hand. And then not only do you get a quicker reload, but you also get double the ammo. which replaces Scavenger. So that's basically 2 perks you really don't need, and that really gives you a lot of I guess freedom of getting 2 perks. So everything was the same. So moving on. Okay, so now we're at the Spaz, and I personally prefer this weapon. I use this weapon because I find that it's very good shotgun to use, and I feel like I should have. Well, yeah, this shotgun I personally feel is very good, mainly because I think it's the best, and you don't need any attachment since you don't really have an option, and you don't want to increase range since shotguns are meant for close, and you want that extra range. Okay, now, yeah, Python, that's the same. The equipment, tactical and lethal, all the same, but here, you really need sleight of hand. Now, the key to using this gun effectively is basically sleight of hand, because you'll need that quick reload time when you're putting in each shotgun shell or slug into the bottom of the weapon. Okay, so next we have the FAMAS. Okay, yep, so now the FAMAS, I use a silencer on it. Reason being is because I like to be stealthy, and I like to be camouflaged, I guess, wear a ghillie suit. So I'll use a, as I said, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I be stealthy. I use suppressor. I'll use a suppressor. Now, the reason being is because you should, with an assault rifle, you should already have the range, unlike as if you're using a submachine gun. So I figure, you know what, why not use a suppressor? I mean, you can. The range won't really matter because the range is already pretty far, being that it's an assault rifle. Okay. Okay, so now you want to treat your assault rifles kind of like submachine guns, and your submachine guns like assault rifles. Now, the reason being is that I find that the assault rifles are actually pretty strong. Not really too much in range, but in damage. So I like to run around basically with a submachine gun, or not really run around, but submachine guns are more of a close range weapon, so why use a silent? I mean, you can use a silencer if you want, but I prefer accuracy. I feel like it's more important, because you want every shot to count when you're close to a person. So yeah, I use assault rifles as a more of a kind of long range, kind of like more of a long range to medium range kind of approach. Like I'll try to stay back, well, not stay back, but defend a position, and I'll try to pick off guys from where I am. So now I use Hardened Pro mainly because I feel like, I mean, extra bullet damage on aircrafts. The only thing that really matters about Hardened Pro is that the deeper bullet penetration and the less flinching, so that's very important. So that's the main reason why I use it now. I use it mainly because I feel like it's best to use it while I have a silencer on it, because flinching, if silencers decrease the damage, if you don't know, and the recoil, sorry, I can't speak. So I figure if I'm getting shot at, I need to have some sort of advantage or upper hand, so why not flinch less so I can get more shots into the guy, since I have a silencer. Okay guys, so I've told you guys my 5 main custom classes and my guns in the custom classes that I recommend. So before we wrap this whole video up, I quickly want to say that keep in mind too that I'm sure these will change, they could get patched, anything could happen to these guns that I recommended to you, and keep in mind it's only been the first 2 weeks, so you could have a different opinion. I can't get everything, but I have tried to use different guns and lock them, and I tried to actually get see which guns I like and which I don't. So please guys, give these guns a try. And just one quick thing I want to say before we wrap this up, which is use your attachments or select your attachments wisely or appropriately with the weapon that you're using. Now, if you want to get if you want to hear it a little more better, just go to my Call of Duty Black Ops commentary where I'm in the jungle, and I mentioned a little bit about it in the end. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later.